most couples think of Social Security as two separate checks. You understand that, right?
Yep.
Okay. And the reason why you think you claim yours and then I claim mine, but Matt Landon, he knows better. He's the CEO of SEMMAX Financial Group, says that that approach can actually leave real money on the table. So that is where we all are, but where is your mind on this? What are we missing here?
Well, I would say the place to start is to remember, don't think of Social Security in a vacuum. You know, you think about it as this is my earnings, this is what it is, your spouse thinks about it separately. You really want to look at them together. And the reason for this is because when it comes to Social Security, if one spouse passes away, you keep the higher of the two. So you may want to consider delaying the larger Social Security check to try and give yourself the largest check over time. At the same time, you also want to think about taxes. You may want to delay taking one Social Security because, remember, 85% of it's going to be taxable. So you want to think about the tax considerations and then also your other income sources. Where's the best way to make this all work together? Don't just look at Social Security and then think about everything else separately. You want to look at it holistically.
Yeah, I think the taxes thing is a big thing. I think people are always surprised that they are taxed on their Social Security.
You're surprised by that.
I think a lot of people are.
It's amazing how that works.
So timing-wise, for one spouse actually affects the other spouse's financial security down the road. How do couples start thinking about who's going to do what and why?
I would start by putting everything on the table together, right? Lay it out and say, okay, I have my Social Security, here's your Social Security. What are our other income sources? Do we have a pension? Do we have annuities? Do we have an IRA account or a non-qualified account? How does this all come together? And then strategically lay it out and say, how do we maximize this? Because the thing with Social Security is this. You got really no say on whether or not they're going to withhold. You know, that's the part that I think about a lot is when I started working as a lifeguard at 15 years old, they didn't ask me if I wanted Social Security withheld. They just started taking it out, and they've done it ever since. The only thing you really get to decide is when do you take it? So you want to put some thought into that and really be critical and look at all angles.
Okay, so there is a real tax strategy element when it comes to all of this.
Absolutely.
All right, let's talk about maybe one thing that couples can take away after watching this segment.
I would say the thing to take away from this is that if you look at a calculator, it can give you information. It can tell you what your payout is going to be at 62 versus 63 versus 67 or 70. But what it doesn't give you is confirmation. And I would say you really want to sit down and look at those numbers critically, holistically, sit down with a CFP, run an income plan, and look at it in its totality to make sure you're maximizing that benefit. Because if you delay taking your Social Security, it may afford you the opportunity to do a larger Roth conversion. You may be looking at things saying, I'm tying up money here. Or you may want to take it earlier because that affords you the opportunity to leave a larger pile of money as a beneficiary to your kids or to charity, different things. Because remember, what goes in the Social Security bucket, whatever doesn't get claimed, it stays in the Social Security bucket.
All right, and so you don't know what you don't know until you talk to somebody who does know, so we appreciate you coming in. This entire conversation is going to be on our website under the tab called To Finance Your Future.